If you're someone who is new to NBA 2K23 and got this game with your PS Plus subscription, this video is for you. Or you might just be struggling to win games. You might be struggling to get buckets. I will be giving you all my tips and tricks that I've learned over the last 10 years of playing NBA 2K. I can make more detailed videos about each tip if that's something you would like. Let me know in the comments below, because it does take time to learn this game, but players with basketball IQ and played together as a team will win against most players. I have a decent win percentage, only playing with random players, and just playing smart. That's pretty much it, fellas. But you do need to be able to play yourself. So over the next few minutes, I will be giving you guys all these easy tips, all these easy tricks that every player must know when playing NBA 2K23. So these tips are perfect for new players and players that got it on the PS Plus subscription. So if you like the video, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is 3 major tips that every player should know when playing with randoms. And the first thing is, don't be selfish. Wide open. Huh? Like, what? Like, my God, man, these guys are just so bad. I just stand wide open in the corner, they don't pass, and then throw it back. Pass it? Oh my God, friggin' hell. Nothing worse than a player playing with selfish players. There's nothing worse. Oh, it's a joke when players just hog the ball. It just creates a toxic play style within your team. So if you hog the ball, then your teammate's gonna hog the ball and nobody's passing, and it's just ridiculous. I would rather my teammate take an open shot any day of the week and miss, instead of trying to watch my teammate dunk over 3 players time and time and time again. Look at your numbers. If there's 3 players on you, pass the ball. Having a pass first mentality when driving is key. So the next thing I want to talk about is getting back on defense. Right? Well, what am I meant to do? Most players can't play half court press. They really can't, and it just creates too much tension and pressure on your teammates. Just get back on defense. Stay in front of your man. Don't be that guy who tries to get the miracle steal, which never happens, and you are caught out 99% of the time, leaving your teammates to pick up your slack. So sometimes it's just to play good defense instead of going for that miracle steal. Remember that, fellas. The third thing I want to talk about is don't just stand in the paint. A guy just stands in the paint. Just stands in the paint. I hate these players. The worst thing you can do is just stand still in the paint. Unless it's a slow big man who's looking for a post hook or something like that, there is no reason to just be standing in the paint. Standing in the paint, you're pretty much a sitting duck, to be honest, fellas, just to be dunked on. And when dunking's so OP this year, you don't understand how to actually stop slashes if you just stand in the paint. Standing in the paint ain't the answer. Because the truth is, fellas, you want to get the bump as the guy's taking off. You want to take away the player's space when the guy's taking off, not at the end of the dunk. You want to be bumping them in their face while they're taking off, not while they're trying to finish the dunk. So the next thing I want to talk about is 3 things you have to practice. These 3 things you have to learn and practice in NBA 2K23. If you are struggling, you can try the My Career on All-Star difficulty. This is probably the best way to practice because that's what you play online. The first thing is shooting. It's easy to learn but hard to master, fellas. Finding the right jump shot is an art form, it really is, but when you do, it makes the game so much easier and so much better to play. I can make a jump shot video if you guys need one. Let me know in the comments below, fellas. I do have tons of shooting tutorials on the channel as well, so check them out. The next thing I want to talk about is jump timing for shot contests. As I said earlier, slashing is OP this year, but when do you put your hands up? When do you jump? That is the key question, fellas, defending as a big man, because everybody slashes to the basket this year, but there's 3 things that you need to look at, and that's my body position, how far am I away from the basket, and how fast is the player that's driving going at me, if that makes sense. So how fast the player is actually driving at me. These are just simple things. It's common basketball IQ, fellas, but if you notice, when players aren't moving as fast towards you, they can't get dunks. If they're not at full pace, if your body is in the position. They don't get dunk animations. If you are far enough away from the basket when they're taking off to actually get a bump, you will stop them a lot of the time. As I said earlier, standing in the paint isn't the answer. So the next thing I want to talk about is perimeter defense. You're going to be put on an island time and time and time again. And with the speed boost meta, fellas, you need to know how to defend one-on-one. And the only way to learn is learning online, because you can't learn this sort of shit in my career. Because when does my career ever throw up a 5-man ISO and you've actually got to guard the guy one-on-one and things like that? It takes a little bit of learning. It does take some skill to actually be a good perimeter defender, but just practice. Practice makes perfect, fellas. My biggest piece of advice is just to realize where the speed boost is going to happen. It always happens at the end of an animation, and it always happens the same way as the ball hand. So if the ball hand's in the right hand, the speed boost always goes to the right. Really good players will be able to change the ball hand really quickly, but if the ball is in the right hand, the speed boost is going right 99% of the time, fellas, unless it's a really, really good player. So expect that speed to be at the same side as the ball. I don't want to keep you guys around too long. These are just simple tips, simple tricks that'll help you win games with randoms. These aren't games against comp. These aren't games in the stage, and even probably games in the park. These are just for beginner players that have got this game through the PS Plus subscription, and new players that have just picked this game up for the first, maybe second time. I will be making more detailed tutorials over the next few weeks, fellas. So if you do want something that you're struggling with answered in a video personally, leave it in the comments below. I'm happy to throw it in one of the videos. It might just be a little part of it, and I'll go into detail for your specific question. Let me know in the comments below what you were struggling with when it comes to NBA 2K. I'm happy to help out. But anyway, guys, I've talked and raved long enough. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch us later.